Loser bracket final, ladies and gentlemen. Best of 5 series at the HeroesHype Premier Series. Here we go. Washed up against nothing changed. The grand final, it's going to be a best of 7, and we already know who's waiting there for their opponent. It is obviously Lauber's fan club, the former Granite Gaming team. They will start into the grand final, the best of 7 series, with a 1-0 lead thanks to the winner's bracket advantage. And they're going up either against Washed Up or Nothing Changed. And we're going to find out in this series here in the loser bracket final which team is going to face off against them. The bans already very heavily focused on the personal preferences of some of the top players on these teams. Kerrigan gets banned out because Nick has been bringing the pain on the Queen of Blades several times now over the last few weeks, and with pretty big impact. We also obviously know that Banana H on his Ana is pretty solid and that the team plays extremely well around that, so Ana gets banned out too. And, well, after we've seen, I think once in this tournament, Tracer going through for DAB when Nothing Changed played, and DAB ripped the opponent a new one, immediately everybody said like, yeah, exactly, now remember why we're banning Tracer out against this guy. I kind of forgot about it. There's also a bit of a respect ban against Garrosh. Billy has been playing a very solid Garrosh lately. Actually, for a long time, even in HGC. So, yeah. And Mal'Ganis is starting to pop up more and more as one of the main tanks that we have in the game. There's obviously other alternatives that we have there too, but ever since Lauber started to bring him into the meta and other teams also started to focus a little bit more onto him, Mal'Ganis has started to become a real staple, at least in the European scene. So, right now, first pick is in. Is it going to be an early Johanna, maybe together with the Rhaegar for Washed Up? They started oftentimes even with Blaze Johanna, but that has actually changed slightly. And this time, they actually deviate away from it completely. Malfurion gets picked by Banana H. Hero got buffed in the recent patch a little bit, cooldown reduction mostly. And Masquerade on ETC. It's actually quite interesting. I mean, ETC obviously a super strong hero, can also be played on the offlane if you want to go in stage dive and have a global. But normally, they really like to play around their Johanna here. Hanzo and Rhaegar. Does actually surprise me a bit that we are seeing Malfurion by Banana Age, because Rhaegar is a bit more of a priority for a lot of teams that want to play around the mercenary camps. And Linked loves to get his Rhaegar into play, so he likes to play on the little doggy here and go full on wolf on the opponent. So, would have maybe been even a bit of a double win, like a win-win situation, picking it away from him, getting a little bit more clear. But again, Malfurion is obviously pretty fantastic too. And if you're playing around ETC, that power slide needs to, or wants to be followed up by something, and that's where the root comes into play. In addition to that, we have Vala banned out, plus Leo. That's actually happening a bit more often, that Leo gets banned out because of the strong rotation between lanes that he offers and the wave clear that comes with it. Also the engage potential with a good Entomb. And it's actually kind of nuts. Because I like Leo, I like the Janitor. Yeah, there's my Blaze. Okay, so Blaze still played, and Nick on Li Ming. Alright, fine, fine. Therefore we have our resets potentially again. DAB on Hanzo. The question is always Blake Kidney. It's kind of sad that these days we don't see a lot of Maiev plays. Normally when Maiev wasn't banned against Nothing Changed, Blake Kidney would still jump on that. But Maiev has fallen off grace a little bit. Other heroes just have proven to be a bit more valuable at the front. We could still see her in the series though. But for now it's Dehaka and Junkrat that we are getting here. The Joker skin. Totally understandable. And I still gotta say, Heath Ledger, best Joker. Different movies, different characters, totally understand, but Heath Ledger, #1. Still fantastic job by Phoenix in the Joker movie, and I hope that he gets an award for it too. Great movie, can highly recommend, so definitely check it out. Not a superhero movie on the other hand, so if you are waiting for the Michael Bay explosion style, then you're definitely watching the wrong flick, but still something that I can highly recommend. Hazorps on Jimmy, and that is the last pick for our first game in the best of 5 series. So guys, let's jump in and see which team takes the lead on Towers of Doom. Game #1 in our best of 5, and guys, I don't know. This could be a good one. Hazops on Jim Rayner, Dequaza on Blaze, Nick on Limming, Banana H on Malfurion, Masquerade on ETC. And towards the right side, nothing changed on Podibos, Stehaka, DAB on Hanzo, Sportbeal on Melganis, Blikitni on Junkrat, and Linked on Rhaegar. I feel that we haven't really talked for quite some time why they are actually called Nothing Changed, because some people might look at the bracket and say like, Khaldor, I can't find this team, what are you talking about? So it's actually pretty simple. These guys have been renaming themselves every 3 weeks, it seems. So they went from Leftovers to Nothing Left to Tank Changed, which is what they're called here. They had another name, Albertus something or Grzegorz something, and they had another one. And at some point I was just thinking, fuck this, these guys are playing with the same lineup pretty much the entire time, and the only thing that changes is their team name, and it confuses the hell out of people. Nobody understands anymore, is this a new team, is this the same guys, what happened with Team X? So I just decided that from here on out I'm going to call them Nothing Changed, and that's it. Actually, their current name, yeah, first kill, Nick goes down. But yeah, their current name is actually a little bit a meme on me calling them Nothing Changed, because they literally just switched out their main tank from Mopsio to Sportbilly, and they called themselves afterwards Tank Changed in order to troll me a little bit and say, hey Khaldor, look at that, something actually changed this time, not only the name. So it's a kind of a fun one. Again, it's a cool scene, obviously, a lot of history with the players here, and therefore it's kind of fun. But in order to make it a bit easier on the viewers, especially on the ones that don't watch every single day and every single match in Heroes of the Storm, it makes a lot more sense to keep at least a little bit of consistency, as long as there are obviously no organizations involved, as for example with the Laubas Fan Club and Granite Gaming. In case you haven't noticed it yet, but Granite Gaming and the Fan Club, they actually stopped the partnership, or the partnership ended. And therefore the squad, even though it still stays the same, has a new name, a new old name. They were formerly also called the Fan Club. So yeah, just a little bit of stories here from how all of this comes together, in case that someone was wondering a little bit. 2 kills against 0, thanks to the drop against Malfurion and the early kill against Liming, as we talked about. Now we have level 4 abilities, slightly faster for Nothing Changed. And they are going to attempt, of course, to get a bit of lead in. I gotta say, the series that they played in the previous match against the Vikings was absolutely sick. It was incredible. We had so many good games or matches in this entire tournament. It is quite the treat, I have to admit. And in this one, I mean, just heading into it, I would probably give a lead to Washed Up. But, I don't know, Nothing Changed is a bit of a weird team. They really like to meme sometimes. If they feel there's not really a lot on the line, if they're in the 3rd place decider, for example, they're just funning around sometimes a little bit. And it's oftentimes difficult to judge how strong they really are. But this is obviously a team of 5 former HGC players. So despite the fact that they like to meme every now and then, they still have the experience and also the individual skills to absolutely crush it. And now that there's quite a bit of money on the line and we're already looking at the losers bracket final, they will definitely bring their A game. And their A game is terrifying. Washed Up is a team that has done incredibly well over the past few weeks, and they and the Fan Club are probably the top 2 teams in Europe at this point, at least when we're speaking historically throughout 2019. But still, the team in red is extremely strong as well, but they are losing a hero now, and that means that we could actually end up in a situation where we have a 2-1 setup in Altars in favor of Washed Up. They claim the one in the middle. Blaze now towards the top has been annoyed by Blikitni quite a bit. The Joker, introducing a little bit of chaos into the top matchup, and he gets some assistance as well. Some people thought the dinosaurs were extinct, but quickly they are learning better. Dehaka is still alive, apparently. If I was Dequaza, I would honestly be pissed at this point. Like, every single time you think you finally have it, that little fucker shows up and drops a single grenade, and that's about it. Oh, that could be a kill, actually. Nice follow-up by Blikitni. Hazops on the run, but Masquerade comes in and helps out, and with the root on Malfurion and the follow-up jet propulsion, we could actually see Billy fall. He barely makes it out. So our little vampire is still leeching off here. Now with level 7 talents in, Calamity is through. We actually have the unstable compound level 7 now taken. And towards the bottom of the map, well, Hanzo's sitting tight. Link is already rotating in. And Hanzo, that he survives is actually pretty insane. Especially with the follow-up that we saw from Junkrat, that could have been a kill for sure. And Blakidney on Junkrat, it's actually pretty solid. Now, we have seen a few different builds on Junkrat ever since the rework, but again, just highlighting this real quickly, the tricky shuffles for him now, taste for explosion, is pretty much an opening that Hazops has used a lot on Junkrat too. Again, there's more of a focus into the traps as well, but in this case, we're seeing more and more these days those two talents on level 1 and level 4, with the Dirty Trickster then being a regular follow-up on level 7 for the hero with that build here. So, still a couple of variations in terms of the build, but yeah, so far, still so good. With level 7 or with level 4, one of the talents that I also want to highlight just quickly, because we've actually seen lately a few different choices being made. Level 4 with a fight or flight now. So I think it was just yesterday that we had Macke play Reyna and go into the sustaining rounds, which is always a bit weird because it's more of a quick match talent, I would say. Fight or flight, if you're up against an opponent that can drop you quickly, is pretty amazing. The cooldown reduction in and of itself is just great, and the extra armor is really, really good when you're dealing with any kind of burst damage against you. So that was definitely a big game changer for him and can help Hazo a lot in these situations. It's definitely helpful. The situation in the map with 36 against 32 is slight lead for Washed Up, but not too crazy. It's actually a bit surprising to me that we're seeing this map as the first one, because it's oftentimes a pick of nothing changed later on in the game. I mean, lately they've shifted a little bit between Towers of Doom and also heading into Alterac Pass. There's a good chance that if this series, this best of 5, goes the full distance, that we're going to see Alterac Pass eventually as well in this one. Now, apparently the problem that we're having is that DAB dropped, so Hanzo is currently sitting bot side. I mean, there's no rotation towards him, there's nobody that's going to follow up with a kill or anything against him, so it shouldn't really cause a problem. But it also gives us another chance to talk about a couple of essentials on the map. And again, if you heard some of this stuff, then you can just skip forward a little bit if you're watching this as a video right now. But the importance of the bot lane, well, actually he's back. The importance of the bot lane is because of the two camps that we have. It's always a question that comes up quite regularly from especially novices. So you have two camps in this case that travel through the bottom of the map. And if you escort those pumpkins straight into towards your opponent's core, you actually get points taken off the core here. And this is the reason why nearly every single top player or every commentator will always stress how important bot lane dominance, pressure, and control is. So if you control all the bell towers here, taking those camps will force the opponent to respond on the bottom of the map so that their core doesn't take damage, and that allows you to either just hold that position, make sure that they don't go anywhere else on the map, or to just put them into a spot where they have to make a choice between defending the bottom of the map or going for an objective or claiming, for example, the boss up at the top. So that's one of the reasons what we're seeing on this map quite a lot. It's also a fantastic comeback map, just simply because late game team fights and kills with the increased death timer allow you to take bell towers, and once you have a lot of bell tower control here, you can easily turn around a game where you are 10, 15, 20 points behind your opponent. So late game is incredibly important on this map, and that you never really give up on this. It's a double altar that we see for now, which means that we still have a chance for a trade, but there's nearly level 10 now. Oh, for the red team, but they actually lose DAB. Oh, that's more than a bit unfortunate. Bit more time left and nothing changed. Would have seen heroic abilities way before their opponents had them. The Haka comes in, trying to turn this into a 4 versus 5 again, but nope. As the first channel, Linked is able to get at least one through. The problem is that the team is currently locked down in that corner. That's a massive problem. Blakidney is very likely going to fall. Level 10 abilities are ready for them, but they still lose a hero. Arrow connects, and what an arrow it is. Damn. European precision, straight up. DAB comes back, goes for the long distance and connects it. Level 10 abilities also give us the Dark Conversion at this point. Yeah, and level 10 on the other side, the Mosh Pit. Is Masquerade gonna go for it? Yep, it's party time. Oh yeah, baby, let's dance, boys. And there's the kill. The Ancestral just not making it through. Unfortunate for Rhaegar, but 4 kills against 2 now. And Washed Up is starting to take control of this. They are starting to really just pressure their opponent a little bit more. 4 kills against 2, slight advantage also on this. Oh, they're going for the Haka again. Hazu's a bit low, gets pushed away and gets dropped. And this time the Ancestral actually connects. The camp taken by the red team and they want the kills too, and it looks like they might get them. The Quasi's low, Ego's down, and Masquerade is on the run. God, I love this game. This series is already amazing. Nothing changed, just fighting back from the start and saying, like, screw you guys. We are not just giving up that easily. Might have a bit of a start there. You might have had a slight advantage over us on the last objective, but we are here to win. And they have the global, keep that in mind. They have the Haka. That is, in the late game in particular, a big game changer oftentimes. Pumpkins with the pressure. And talking pressure, they start to put some hurt onto the bell tower as the top lanes get exchanged. The Haka is taking this easily. Nobody there for the interrupt, which means we're looking at 3 heroes at the bottom of the map right now. There's the push against ETC. Nice lockdown, and the shots fired on each side. Still the 4-point lead in the hands of the blue team. Damage output 22,000 for Liming, 23,000 for Junkrat. And as the Vermin continues to get those grenades in play, we also have Billy making it out of harm's way as Masquerade was looking to lock him down at the front. It's always about finding that opportunity where you can isolate that one hero for just a second, just enough to get Malfurion in with the root, just to get the Twilight Dream through and allow for the kill. And this time actually no Tranquility, which is actually probably these days by... I would say Tranquility is definitely the talent we see more often, the more popular one. If you're trying to lock someone down, especially of course with every... Oh, what an arrow again! Short distance, but it connects well. There's a kill against ETC and good damage against Nick and Banana H. Both of them are low, both of them are pressured. But as I was about to say, you can also stop, of course, the Dark Conversion from Mal'Ganis if you are just able to get the Twilight Dream through. But look at this pressure at the bottom of the map now. This is exactly what they need to pull off here, and this is just a great game by them so far. I mean, they are super strong, this team, on this map. It's oftentimes their pick. That's why I was surprised earlier that it's actually the opening map in this series. 4 kills against 5 now, level 13, the entire level ahead. And they have the bot lane control. I mentioned this earlier, this is so important because of the camps. And they will struggle, washed up that is, to try and take that bell tower back, to also control the rest of the lanes properly. Now this is pretty much an objective that you give over to your opponent. You can already see that 4 mana just used at the bottom of the map to poke slowly away the hit points on the side of the bell tower. There's the channel, that's 5 shots connected. There's a slide as they are trying to retreat, and the 5 shots are fired right here as we have 23 against 24 points now. So it already shifted. It's not only a difference in experience and kills, it's also an advantage on the objective, oh sorry, on the core hit points that we now see for Nothing Change. Talent lead isn't there anymore, it's 13 versus 13, but that doesn't change the fact that the control of the game and the pace is currently being set by Nothing Change. And there's the Pumpkin, so you need to defend against them. That's where Liming already comes in. Another reset. ETC is also pushing this out and is taking down one after another. ETC is still fighting topside. Blaze fighting topside against the Haka, so the 2 of them are interlocked as they're rotating between the lanes. But with another camp being up, there's another opportunity to get more pressure against Washed Up. The bell tower is extremely low right now. Bell tower is quite low at this point. Junkrat has made a rotation into the middle of the map. Oh! Yeah, Billy needs to be careful as the Dark Conversion gets actually interrupted. It's party time! And the Wolf comes in for the bite. Nice! Kill against kill. And how the hell did Banana H survive this? I mean, damn! 100 HP for him, but holy hell. I love, by the way, how Ling just aggressively jumped in and took a mouthful here from that big beef booty of ETC. So, yeah, after Mal'Ganis went down, he's like, you killed my front line. Die, vermin, die. Takes him down. Endless nades now for Junkrat. The elongated tongue and the triple altar phase just as the Pumpkins comes through. If they can hold on to this bell tower long enough, they might be able to put 10 points off the opponent's score now. Having this 5 bell tower against 3 bell tower lead is incredible when you have this many altars on the map. So it's actually just a question of them challenging them properly, and they're doing exactly that. Link is there, they're trying to grab it in time, and it's too late. And this is a massive barrage. Boom, 10 shots in. now 13 against 21. And level 16. Level 16 in their hands. Wolf Bite, the Hunger of the Wolf here. Alright, trying to get even more damage in. Let's actually take a look at the damage numbers as we see 16 coming in with the Mirror Ball now. Also the aggressive shredding. Paint him red for Jimmy. Jimmy! And yeah, he's sitting at 31,000 damage. So far, so good. Hazu Ops just on the auto attacks. I mean, again, if you have someone that is just doing this phenomenally with the auto attacks on Sergeant Hammer, then on Jimmy he is also going to perform pretty well. All that auto attack micro. I mean, honestly, only half of that is a meme. You need to be decent with stutter steps and also with A moves. This is actually one of the problems that a lot of the newer players have in Heroes of the Storm when they're playing auto attackers, that they're not able to perform proper stutter stepping or just A moves on the map and just right click on targets, which oftentimes ends up with them being out of position, getting picked off. So you definitely need quite some decent micro with an auto attacker if you want to play it on this level. So all memes aside, Hazu is doing a great job here. Li Ming is looking for the top damage on the team. There's the drag actually, and even the sleeper setup, but the Quasar doesn't fall, isn't even forced to drop the bunker. 40,000 damage for our Junkrat Joker. Here comes the arrow, Riptire, Ancestral Healing. A lot of ults get popped out at this point. The Quasar is still low, but no bunker from him. Not bunker for him at this point. Okay, so for now, Dehaka, top side. Oh yeah, that dinosaur is greedy. He wants the experience, but the altar is at the bottom of the map. And here he comes. Dehaka shakalaka, baby. He wants the drag, and does he find it? Well, yes, he does. Straight for Masquerade. Gets cleansed out, though, with the Nature's Cure. Where's Malfurion with the ult when you need it? Moving forward already, trying to pop it. And again, the dancing Mal'Ganis as Billy is saved. Moshpit gets interrupted. And Malfurion never even went for the silence here. Yeah, he's moving in. Banana H is looking again for a good chance to pop the ult. Dark Conversion is still up. There's the slide. Oh, Dehaka gets annihilated again. And here comes the Malfurion ult with the silence, the follow-up with the jet propulsion, and the double kill. Washed up, showing signs of life here. 7 kills against 6. And they grab the altar. The arrow gets blocked by the Quasar. A little bit of a push from Junkrat, but not enough. Shots fired. 13 against 17 now on the core. And things are developing just as we were hoping for. Cool game, close from the get-go. Back and forth action between the two teams here. And I just hope that we're going to get a 5-map out of this. So, yeah. I want to see right now. I have no idea who's going to advance to the grand final. Lauber's fan club, they are waiting. But who do they go up against today? Nothing changed or washed up. The traditional grand final is washed up against the Lauber's fan club, aka Granite Gaming. The question is, can they perform that well today? The Haka came through again. That was locked down immediately. And I actually really like the way that washed up is retreating from a lot of these situations when they don't think they can fight a winning fight here, an easy fight, beneficial fight to themselves. So that's nearly even experience again between the two. Slight lead still, obviously, for nothing changed, but as I mentioned previously, that can change in the blink of an eye on this map. You lose one fight and all of a sudden it can be lights out if you lose your position. In terms of talents, pretty much all the quest talents have been completed. We have Taste for Explosion on 118 stacks out of the 200 maximum. That's the 200 maximum that you can get. We're most likely going to see level 20 a little bit quicker for nothing changed, outside of additional kills happening in the meantime. But it's a half level that they need for the Storm Talents. That's 17 seconds until the altars are activating. And Dehaka, his global performance cannot be understated here. He is going to be one of the big game changers for them, as he's trying to get more experience. They want that 20. They want it just in time for that fight. Black Kidney jumps out, and level 20 talents are ready, and now the Haka can come down. Bullseye has already been claimed. They are just making sure that nobody is sneaking an altar in. And see how washed up. Are they even going to fight for this? I mean, at this point, you might as well just retreat and take the hit. And apparently that's exactly what they do. 4 shots fired already. Still one altar up in the middle. Black Kidney is sitting tight here. And Masquerade is even moving in. They're apparently trying to fight this one. They're going for the Haka again. Nice, Burrow. Could go for the trade and does. Gets the essence out. Masquerade is a bit low. and they are already getting pushed back easily. Level 20 talent is fantastic at this point, but Malfuri with another great ult. The party time immediately interrupted, and the contagion connecting with 2, and both of them die. And it seems like Hazops might fall too. They're locking him down, trying for body blocks, and with a kill against Reyna, they take the triple kill. Already Junkrat isn't even here anymore. He started moving straight up to the top lane to get more experience and push the lane out, try and get additional pressure against the structures. And with him annihilating the wave in the middle, they have an easy shot at that particular bell tower now, with the bot lane already getting focused on too. The momentum is in full-on swing right now. I mean, full-on swing. With only 5 points on the core remaining, you can really tell how much pressure there is. Junkrat is getting out of there, or at least he should be able to. Nick wants to come in, but Blick Kidney has none of it. So now we have the bot lane altar already taken, or the bell tower. There's 3 pumpkins moving through. They're moving in the middle, and guys, we could even see the barrage. They're just going to the top now. There's still 3 heroes down. There's only 2 survivors. I mean, what are you going to do against this? These shots are going to come through easily. The pumpkins are gonna make it through. All 3 are gonna get fired away here. And the boss is already getting attacked. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. And we're seeing the fight over the boss top side. And they grab this one as well. This is game. This is it. The lead in this best of 5 for nothing changed against Washed Up. GG and well played. Game on! Second map in the series, ladies and gentlemen. Washed Up against Nothing Changed, the loser bracket final. And Aldrich Pass is the map. Nothing changed with the victory on the first map. They did pretty well there. It's a tough opponent that they go up against today, but in this best of 5, they claim the lead. So with that, let's see what we're gonna get for the second map here. I gotta say, Nothing Changed is really cleaning the act up a little bit. They were always memeing around slightly, having a little bit of fun, drafting sometimes a couple of heroes where we weren't really sure, are they serious, does this work, like how is this going? But now that we are in the playoffs, you can really see them completely focusing, bringing the A game here and just saying, okay, we're going to shut this down from the get-go. So on the left side, then again, Washed Up. Let's see what they're going to do here, because right now they might want to change their MO a little bit. It's a big map, so they could go for more of a global setup. Tracer is still getting banned out. I mean, shocking, I know. Who else would you try and get rid of? Kerrigan, is she actually going to get banned on this map? This is a bit of a different setup. It's a big map, but there's a lot of 5 versus 5 team fight potential. And, yep, there's the Kerrigan ban. They still ban her out right away. So, with Kerrigan banned, and on the other side, what did they actually ban last? Oh, they banned Garrosh, exactly. So they target banned Sport Billy. That's something that they could still do here. Yeah, this might actually not be a bad idea. I mean, this is another map if you can deliver a kill opportunity with a quick flip on Garrosh. Yep, and they get rid of him again. So, pretty much the ban patterns are more or less the same right now. They're not risking anything here. Ana was banned the last time against Banana H. And to be absolutely honest with you, this is another map where you can definitely ban Ana out. If she's in the background there as the team fight goes on and just heals everybody up, that was some serious setups, especially of course if you consider the nano boost in addition to that as well. Nano boosted Jane or nano boosted Li Ming, and you're going to just see everybody get destroyed here, and yes, Ana gets banned once more. Which leaves us with the first pick, and that's now the interesting part, because this map definitely changes the way that you are thinking about the first picks a little bit. Talking picks in general, when we come to the third bans, there is another hero that has to be on the mind of Washed Up now, and that's Illidan. As memey as that might sound, Illidan has been played by Nothing Changed in the past, and by a couple of other teams too, but especially by Podyboss. And there is a chance that they're going to try and build that momentum up. Yeah, and Mal'Ganis has made it into a first pick position. He's first pick by now. So, once again, we're seeing the Batman in play. Now let's see how Nothing Changed reacts. I could definitely see them trying to play around Junkrat again. Ah, the kidney already locking it in, not even hesitating for a second. Hanzo together with him, so a familiar setup from the two of them. Pretty much the exact same setup that they had, at least from the damage perspective, that they had last game. And there we go! Alrighty! The Slugger is in the house. Abathur is getting played, and we have Dayquaza on Dehaka. Yeah, Dehaka, always a nuisance, but if that symbiote comes out to play, then you know you're in trouble. Would love nothing more than at some point Hazu just boring onto the lane, start to bitch slap people. Yeah. They should really make like a fun brawl for Abathar where you can just one-shot people with a slap or something and then you make a brawl out of that. This would actually be really cool. There's so many cool things that he could do in theory with Abathar, and I really want them to just do something with him. But I haven't really seen much yet. Either way, Zeratul banned. And yeah, I'm still thinking about Illidan a little bit. Illidan, for me, in the hands of Nothing Changed, is a bit this X factor that you're trying to get rid of because you don't really want to go up against it. At this point, you have to really think, okay, what do we ban now? Is there a hero that is really beneficial to us, banning him out in and of itself? Or do we just want to make sure that there's nothing against us which is uncomfortable? I could have seen them ban even Falstad with Abathar on the mix. I mean, ETC, obviously, with the stage dive, can cater towards a global play as well. And let's see, if Polypos doesn't pick his hero now, there's a good chance that we're going to look at Illidan. Then again, he doesn't have to pick it now because we already have the Haka on the other side. So Rhaegar and a Nubarak. Look who's back! The cockroach, ladies and gentlemen, is back to business. Yeah, Billy actually is starting to play with a Nubarak again. Haven't seen that bad boy in a while, at least not in Europe. It's more so a North American pick these days. A little behind in the meta. Now the double pick on the other side. But with Nubarak, I mean, again, in theory, a Nubarak Illidan, I mean, yeah, you can play, but it's a pretty squishy setup. Genji and Karazim, oh my god, I mean, they're really going for it. You squishies, you are in trouble. And Billy is probably going to pick something else now, if he ever even considered going for Illidan. I mean, unless they want to go full YOLO, that would probably not be the play here. You have Abathar with Genji now, trying to hunt the backline down, and Junkrat and Hanzo are already looking at this, and they're both like, I don't like what I'm seeing here. Karazim also, with Abathar with the symbiote, with the attack speed, incredibly solid, and there's Blaze, and I like that a lot. A Nubarak Blaze here for them, a little bit more safety, a bit more sustain in the fight. Yeah. Let's go, everybody. Washed up against Nothing Changed. The best of 5 heading into the second map, Alderac Pass. Game number 2. Alderac Pass. And, yep, on the left, the Abathar composition. Banana H on Karazim. Dequaza on Dehaka. Masquerade on Mal'Ganis. We have Nick on Genji. And Hazorps on Abathar. Alright, to the right side of the map in red, Polyboss on Blaze, DAB on Hanzo, Blakidney on Junkrat, Linked on Rhaegar, and Sport Billy on Nubarak. And I gotta say, these two bad boys, Hanzo and Junkrat, against the Abathar Genji, not really something that you're looking forward to, I would assume. Let's see if they can be kept safe in the backline. We already have on level 1 the pressurized glance, so we're gonna look at the spike burst a little bit later on. With level 13, Soma Transference probably, would still expect on level 4. I mean, we actually have seen a little bit of Needlespine, but I would say that going into Adrenal Overlord would really help Karazim if they ever want to put him into play. That is a quick move against Billy. Wow. Yeah. That got out of hand quickly. Dehaka comes in, gets the drag. Dequaza, I mean, the guy can do things with his tongue that you would not believe. So, in this case, Nubarak could tell you a story or two about that. Did Dequaza just burrow? Nee, wait, what? Oh, Abathar. Okay, Abathar went top lane. I was just like, wait a second, what just happened here? Okay, first kill already happened, just a couple of seconds in. It was a perfect setup for them. And yeah, the big question still, what are we gonna see from Nick? Nick in general just is really fun to watch these days because he's always playing the X-Factor heroes for his team. He's playing Kerrigan, he's playing Genji right now. We've seen him on a couple of crazy heroes. And let's see. At the top lane, yeah, that isn't looking too good either. And Blakidney goes down. Welcome to playing against a team that knows what to do with Abathar. You think you're safe in a 1 versus 1? Well, think again. Because Abathar is there to show you otherwise. Talking about like showing them how it's done already. We're having Billy in a little bit of trouble and DAB in the back line. Got attacked too. Our little Silver Surfer over here is starting to annoy the opponent's backline. So, yeah. Quasar is already sitting at the side here. It just waits for the next drag. And there we go. I mean, one of the best Dehaka players that I've still seen so far, one of the funniest with the most appropriate name, was still Sugar Daddy 69. I mean, that guy had a talent on the tongue you wouldn't believe. Like, he just connected every single one. When Daddy was playing, the entire backline was just struggling. So yeah. Outside of that, Booby was also pretty good. Masquerade moving away, and actually with the help of Abathar, he's even staying alive. The problem is that Billy's in trouble, and yes, there's exactly that setup that the red team is going to be terrified about. Abathar had on Genji. Once that the backline is going to get attacked with that combo, and especially in the later stages, I think we're going to see a lot of kills against Blakidney and or Hanzo, unless they can shut him down with stuns right away. Needle Spine on level 4 gets picked now too, and well, that's a little bit more damage on them. We're already seeing a slight attempt by Billy to control the field of battle with a bed of barbs for the additional slows in the big team fights. So that is something that they can definitely do. But yeah, generally speaking, 2 kills against 0 doesn't really result in a big lead in experience. I mean, you see it, it's level 6 versus level 6, but it kind of sets the pace a little bit. And especially an Abathar team is obviously most vulnerable in the early game, when they don't have the heroic ability for Abathar's body in the game yet, but once he has a copy ready, it's a bit of a different story. And can you just imagine when we're heading into these fights and you have a double Genji on your ass? I mean, not only that one Genji moves in, but all of a sudden you have 2 of those. One of them is already annoying enough. But yep, once the double is ready, then you are in trouble. Double trouble right there. And talking about trouble, this case, nothing changes, trying to go for the objective a little bit sooner than you usually would on this map because of the Abathar factor. Level 7 talents on both sides. It gives us also the cleanse, of course. Yeah, Masquerade gets some assistance. Once more, the Beetle in play. Billy. I don't like the Inubarak pick these days. And I mean, Inubarak was just absolute meta for such a long time throughout this year. I would say for the first half. And the entire idea of Inubarak always centered around the thought process of you engaging into your opponent's team, following it up with Malfurion and a root or Tyrande and a stun, and then getting a quick kill. Talking about a quick kill, Junkrat at the top apparently eliminated by the Genji Abathar combo that I pointed out earlier. The problem is just that these days, Inubarak doesn't really fit that particular bill anymore, and it's tough for him to sustain himself in big fights as the main tank. That's why Blaze is a factor here and is important, so they have that. But Inubarak is already getting attacked at the top, nearly falls, and without their tank, they're struggling to protect the prisoner camp. Ha! But they actually put it off. They get the kill against Dehaka. Nicely done. So they shut the aggression down, at least for now. Always with a little caveat that there is no level 10 yet, and therefore no copy for Hazorps. But my personal interest is more so to see what exactly Inubarak can do in the long run. What is he going to be able to pull off after level 10, after level 16? Because I think it's going to be tough for Billy to have an impact here. If they initiate, if you are the initiating team with Inubarak, then obviously his former strength is still an asset. But it seems like we're seeing the exact opposite throughout this early game, and if that trend continues, it might become a problem later on. The cool thing is obviously still that with the Beetle spawn that you have, you can soak a lot of the tower shots and therefore take structures down if you ever get momentum. And that's what they are relying on as they're going for the wall at the top of the map. So they're currently getting this one done. Over in the middle, there's a big attack already happening from both sides, which means that right now we're looking at a camp being obliterated. Maybe even an attack towards the prisoner camp. Not yet. Level 10 abilities are nearly there. Nick already moving in a little bit. A bit hesitant for now. And Linked again is just going straight in for the wolf. Dude, you need to be careful. You can't get baited in too deep by these boys. Level 10 is ready. And now we're going to see once more the copy. There's already the Carrion Swarm. X-Strike for Nick. No Dragon Blade for him. I would love to see actually the Monstrosity getting picked again. That was always fun, seeing Monty in action. Dehaka coming in, drag, and the cleanse. Yeah, Billy at the same time on the left side. Inubarak a bit in trouble. Here comes the Reptile, and Quasar gets affected, but he already popped the essence, so he's fine for now. With now both teams in level 10 abilities, the blue team is playing this a bit slower, but they already have half the time taken on the prisoner camp to claim the objective. Inubarak with the engage. There's the lockdown. Great follow-up. Fantastic follow-up. And the in-air kill with even the root on the ground against Mal'Ganis. What a perfect coordination from Nothing Changed. Kudos to them. That was beautiful. Beautiful setup, but can they get the second kill? Masquerade in trouble, and he goes down. 2 kills for the red team. Incredibly well done. Especially Billy moving in, getting the stun. A fantastic follow-up from DAB. That was sexy as hell. Perfect coordination, really playing well around the cooldowns and also around the CC time that they had on all of their abilities. And it gives them a lead on the objective and could lead to them getting the Raiders. Yeah, also Nick gets locked down for a second, protected by the way, but jumping out. Billy again, looking for the stun. Does he have the cooldown ready? Doesn't seem like it, but they're going to grab the Raiders now. Nicely done. Nothing changed, yep. When it matters, they're there. That was a great setup, seriously. I mean, that double kill was well deserved. That was really, really well played. But okay. With this, we have the camps pushing onto the lanes, and everybody is already chilling and waiting here. There's a bit of a trap set up towards the left side, but I don't think that's going to be a problem anytime soon. 7-sided. Well, 7-sided always is an issue, but only if you can lock the target down long enough to make the play there. So yeah, with the Beatles, they're already pushing in. Yeah, Nick comes in, and again, that Genji Abathur setup is really what I'm afraid of the most. But we have the Cocoon on the ground as they're trying to buy themselves a bit more time for the Raiders. Arrow comes in, connects against 2. Nice dodge by Banana H with a 7-sided, so it's not of real consequence yet. But the wall has fallen, and the fountain has taken damage. Topside, Junkrat is crushing through that fort. This one is a goner. No chance of keeping that in play. And even the bottom of the map has taken quite a bit of damage. There is Mule, though. They still have Mule, so Abathur assimilated apparently an SCV at some point. And therefore, well, build a command center somewhere and get Mules into the game. Talking about getting things, they're getting another kill, aren't they? Masquerade with the Carrion Swarm. Do they have the damage to finally put the flow in? Maybe not. Banana H also on the run. And damn, they're just getting pressured here. I mean, seriously, these guys are terrified. Level 13 is going to drop another talent advantage into their hands, and that team is getting stronger and stronger here. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Especially with the Nuburak setup at the front. I gotta admit that this is, so far, actually looking better in the mid-game than I expected. And a lot of it is because they actually started to change a little bit the way that they approach the teamfights. This time, it was them initiating the attack and not the other way around. If they can keep that up and keep Nuburak in that spot, then they have a chance. But again, Nuburak, okay, sets it up with the Cocoon, allows the opponent's team, of course, to get close as well. They need the stun, and they need it quickly. There it is. And do they have the damage? And the answer is no. Blaze is down. Couldn't even get the bunkers through here. And the attack with the double Genji. And oh my god, Karazim actually is down Blick Kidney. How the hell did he survive that? Kill for a kill, but the support is gone. They still have Abathur, the drag against the Nuburak, the quick Ancestral. At this point, I'm actually wondering if Link would have been better off Ancestraling himself here. But it's still a kill for a kill. This series is awesome. 4 kills against 4, second game only in a best of 5. And it is just super clutch what we're seeing from the two teams. This is pretty fantastic. That's a loser bracket final to my liking. And yeah, at this point, you're honestly wondering, I mean, you have to assume that Lauber's fan club is actually watching this too. And I don't know who they would prefer to go up against. I mean, right now, it looks like the opponents here are evenly matched and just go blow for blow in every single instance that we're talking about here. Soma Transference on level 13 is, of course, helping the sustainability from any melee assassin that jumps into the backline. The damage output is looking quite solid for Genji in particular. Nick is sitting at 25,000 damage. Hanzo on 31. And another attempt by Nothing Changed to get at least the lead here. And the Haka still playing around the global. He's sitting topside. He's sitting topside, trying to make his plays, trying to get the experience for his team. But right now, the red team is actually the team that has the lead. A bit ahead. 2 kills against Junkrat so far. Our little Joker is being taken down a few times here. Linked, getting the camp, but on the left side is the same story. The teams are both a bit hesitant. One of the problems that Washed Up has is that an earlier level 16 will lead to an advantage on the objective for Nothing Changed. They're already claiming that. Even before they have 16. I mean, it's a small one, granted, but again, those 4 seconds might make the difference of who gets it. Nick jumps in, the jet propulsion misses. Ooh, but DAB, yeah, he paid attention in school. Those geometry lessons were not in vain. He's able to get the entire salvo connected. The Haka comes in. Junkrat with a Reptire. Great against Genji, but not enough damage to seriously threaten him. Problem is, of course, that Abathur already used his copy, and with level 60 now in their hands, that also gives us one of the most powerful talents for Nuburak. Epicenter. Yep, Epicenter is in. A bit of damage on Genji against DAB, but not enough to seriously threaten him. And with the endless nades now too, there's our attack. He might make the way straight in there. There's no ult on Abathur. They know that. That's a big one that got burned. They themselves, of course, lost a few too. The elongated tongue again. There's also the cleanse now with the cleansing touch for Kerosene. And still the adrenaline boost for Abathur. Nick is just rushing away like a bunny on speed, but Dequaza is in trouble. At least a little bit. Tries to get the drag. Can't get that. I'm just waiting for Billy to make the engage again, and Billy is already looking at it. But he can't. That adrenaline boost is really helping out. I mean, it allowed Masquerade to move away, and Billy doesn't connect the stun. Epicenter or no epicenter, in this case it doesn't even matter. Only one fort down in this entire game. We're 13 minutes in, guys. 16, and only a single fort has fallen. Only one. Abathur's gonna have to copy up in another 16 seconds. And Billy Kidney is done with this shit. Billy Kidney just says like, boys, screw this. I'm on the camp. I'm on the camp. I'm gonna be there later. But yeah. Still an attempt from the blue team this time to actually turn it around. Yeah, besides top side. Podibos is interrupting as much as he can, and obviously with Hanzo granting vision, that's also a nice setup. I'm just waiting for that arrow flying out again. I mean, ideally after Nuburak made the engage. But this is a bit of a powder keg that could explode at any moment. Alright, there's a stun setup. They only get one. Nice burrow, waiting a bit more for the team. Good setup against Banana H, who had to dash away here. Genji comes in. Hazops loses the copy instantly. The drag, but we already had the Cocoon on the way. Cocoon is in, and oh boy, there we go. Mid lane gets attacked by the camp that Junkrat claimed just a few seconds ago. And now we have another approach towards the prisoner camp. We're still fighting over the second objective. We're 14 minutes into the game, and this is still ongoing. Once again, everybody is just gathering up here. Nothing changed, trying to get the point. And they are able to grab it, at least for now. So another 30 seconds, and they will have the second wave of raiders coming in. At the top, Abathur is holding the top lane, or at least is trying to. Needs to be careful here. In the mid lane, we even see the camp about to take down the fort. Where's the Haka when you need him? Junkrat is in, Masquerade is in trouble, Carrion Swarm, and there comes the isolation. Hitting the damage dealer, but actually the bunker is perfect in this case, and they get the kill against Genji. Black Kidney is still alive, trying to move away. DAB on 8 hit points. What the hell? DAB on 8 hit points, and he's just sitting there, not even close, baby. I always knew that guy was a rocket scientist. Totally calculated what he pulls off here. And Abathur is actually trying to repair the fort in the middle. That's one of the annoying things when you're up against the slug. You have to take these structures down, or he is just going to repair them again. But with one hero still down, the red team is looking for their advantage by claiming the raiders. And honestly, if there's another raider wave for nothing changed, then you can try and repair that fort in the middle all you want. That thing is gonna fall. That thing is going to be taken apart. Talking about taking things apart, that Kerosene here might get totally screwed. And Banana H is able to dash out. But the objective is going to be taken and claimed one way or another. Genji back or not, it doesn't matter. There we have it. What a setup again. Honestly crazy. Junkrat nearly fell in the last fight. Hanzo nearly fell. I am impressed how well those two backliners are being kept alive by the team, considering that they are up against a Genji Abathur combo with Dehaka and Kerosene. There's so much aggression into backline from Washed Up that it's really difficult to keep these low HP heroes alive, and they're doing a fantastic job pulling that off. Bot lane, eating a ton of damage, Abathur or no Abathur, and it seems like they're trying to push to the middle of the map for the keep. Removing the first armor shield from the big boss over here. And there's a good chance that they're going to be able to pull that off. The Haka is at the top side. Bot lane is completely abandoned. Cavalry is nearly taken down. I'm not quite sure if they can get it, but they're definitely going to get some damage onto it. That much is definitely for certain. Half a level lead is a single kill that they have over their opponent. 2 objectives in a single kill. And there's Abathur again. Repair, repair, repair. God, I would be so pissed going up against Abathur right now. The slug is just annoying. I mean, it's literally the job description of the slug, I would assume. Alright, they're opening the walls. They know they can't get the keep, but as long as you get the wall opened up, at this point they might as well retreat, honestly, unless they feel they can get a kill here. Fountain, I guess, is also a fair assumption. Well, talking about maybe getting a kill. Whew. That again is. Be careful, buddy. But as they pressure all the lanes, I mean, at some point, even Abathur can't just repair everything anymore. Half a level to 20, and the one thing that we haven't seen in this game yet are the bosses. Well, Likita is already anchoring this here. There's one, of course, also up at the top. But it seems like they're going to try and wait to see if they can maybe set something up there. Oh, the arrow! And it's flying like an eagle. Yep, that's that. Was going for the Riptide. I couldn't get this. But now they're focusing the attention again onto the boss. And it's already in half HP. And they're going to claim that. And then you have to go for it, guys. Then you have to actually go for the core. Not for the core, but you have to go for the keep. This time you have to take it down. I mean, they have level 20, so you want to force that fight. That's a fight that you definitely want right now. They're already attempting to drop Hazorbs on the copy, but that's a boss, and that might even be core. I mean, the keep is gone. The problem, of course, of going core on this map is that if you can't finish it because, well, there might be too many armor upgrades still on it, then this thing is regenerating in and of itself, by itself. You don't need Abathur for that. You can't do it without him. So, leave after the keep and try and drop a second one, or go for the core. You have to make a choice now. They're actually trying to get the camp too, to have even more pressure. But there's 20 versus 20 now. No transgression, by the way. Instead, we're seeing the Storm Shield, and yeah, they're moving into the middle. They're just saying, okay, let's not go for the core, but let's go for keep number 2. And I'm not even sure if that's going to be successful, because the blue team is just moving away from the bottom of the map and they're saying, like, you think we're stupid? We're not going to give you that keep for defense. We're going to defend this one way or another. And yeah, I mean, the core pretty much defends itself at this point. That's absolutely nothing. Doesn't care at all. Yeah, but one keep down means that there's more pressure to the bottom of the map, and one of the armor shields is now gone. That's a big one. Can be a game changer. But the level 20 abilities on Washed Up are no joke either. Hive Mind in particular is just great here. Masquerade again. Stun, 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 stun. And then we finally have Banana H coming in saying, like, cleansing touch, baby. Level 16, here we go. Problem is that he's going to run out of those eventually if they have the Pinus, because they're really looking for Masquerade. They want that bat. Take the Batman down. I mean, it's even more so obvious because we have the Joker on the other side. Joker with a Riptire here, already trying to drop someone. But now, 5 kills against 4 in a 20-minute game. Again, the objective are pressure in the mid lane, thanks to the camps. Great camp clear all game long. Again, Masquerade gets attacked. The CC that they have is great too. A lot of ults have been used. Copy, not one of them, but Masquerade is just getting poked the entire time. They are just crapping all over him. Masquerade is in trouble, and now so will be the fort or the keep in the middle. They start to come in from the side again. Objective already progressing. They're making their play for Masquerade. They're getting some of the pressure onto him. Oh, Nick! Bear! Nick nearly died! And so is Masquerade. He's super low. And Nubarak! Oh, the cleanse still holding true. They're going for Dequaza. Oh, God. He's gonna die, isn't he? Dehaka is down. He got the contagion through, but there was no follow-up. And the keep in the middle is gone. Second armor upgrade is eliminated. And by now, that boss is starting to take some damage. What a performance by Nothing Changed in this best of 5 thus far. Great play by them. I am impressed. I am really impressed. I had Washed Up pegged as the favorite heading into this series, given past performances through the last 3-4 weeks. But Nothing Changed is playing a great series. Now, they haven't won this map yet, but they're looking stronger and stronger and stronger here. Their performance is spectacular, and especially given the lineup that they're playing, it is incredible. Oh, what a kill! Rhaegar down despite the fact that he got the Ancestral through, and it couldn't have come at a better time just when the objective is about to fall. Here comes another kill attempt. There's a 5 versus 4 still. Top keep, by the way, is getting attacked too. Billy makes it out. Bunker's ready. Bunker's ready. And they're trying for additional kills. Oh, DAP, no way. But then Nubarak is already dead, and I guess with that, they can render the objective harmless. Yeah, absolutely useless. At the top, Banana Age is going to help to keep in play. I don't really think this one is going to fall. Abathar is going to drop the mule there any second. I mean, it's the last structure that they really need to defend, and I don't think the objective is strong enough right now. How about the defending mostly middle? Core is obviously under pressure. Oh, actually, I take that back. Shit, that cavalry is murdering that keep. Holy hell. I hope they had pillage. That's a lot of money that you get back there. Yeah, so they're trying to hold this. Guys, if they couldn't get those kills, that would have been game. Look how quickly the hit points on the core are actually falling now that all the armor shields are removed. I mean, damn, son. Yeah, and apparently they're going to try and go for boss at the bottom of the map. Yeah, that would have been game. Those two kills, the kill against Rhaegar and then against the Nubarak, they were fantastic. Abathar even helps with this. And at the bottom of the map, they are now realizing it's 10 seconds until this one's back. Move towards the top. Okay, that's an important one. The problem is, it doesn't really matter which one you lose. If you lose one of the bosses, what are you going to do? You can't win there. I'm a bit surprised by this move. What are they going to do with that boss? I mean, serious question. If you trade a boss for a boss, what are you going to do with this? You're still looking at your opponent taking a 23-minute boss and they already have it. So, like, wait, what? I don't understand. They needed to ensure that the opponent doesn't take one, not take one for themselves. I don't think they can defend this. I mean, maybe they can, maybe I'm wrong, but that thing is gonna do some damage and take the fort, no doubt. Maybe even scratch the keep a little bit. But how do you defend the bottom of the map right now? That's my bigger question. This is going to be tough. This is going to be nearly impossible. Boss moving in. The fight has already started. I mean, at this point, we're just going for the kills, and the boss is starting to move forward. Here comes the attack, and they're just delaying the fight for as long as they can. Time is working in their favor as we're speaking. Ancestral healing on Link, the self-ancestral. They're trying to go for the dog again, but the core is already falling. You might have been able to take Rhaegar down, but guys, who is defending the core? That's game. That's game. That's a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Nothing changed. Claim victory. They take Alterac Pass and they have a 2-0 lead over Washed Up in this best of 5 series. A 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing changed. They have the lead. And a big one at that, and now we're looking at Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, the first thing I can guarantee right off the bat is that Kerrigan is going to ban out on this map too. The only reason why Nothing Changed would not ban Kerrigan is because they want to pick her for themselves. This is the map when Nick brought her back, and nobody's going to allow her through here. So, yeah, nothing changed. I mean, they look fantastic today. Last map, yeah, I guess the decision to go to the top boss on the map was, at the end of the day, probably made because they had to pick a gamble. It makes, of course, 0 sense to trade a boss with your opponent when you don't have a single keep left. So I can only assume that the idea was that they had 2 bosses, that they didn't know where the opponent was. They didn't have any vision, they didn't have any idea, so they just made a choice to go onto one side of the map and just go for it and hope that it's the right one. And it turned out to be the wrong boss, the boss that wasn't attacked by Nothing Changed. And, well, then they just got it because they figured we don't have enough time to move to the other side of the map to really contest it. So a bit unfortunate if that was really the case there, but either way, it turned out that Nothing Changed won the map. To be honest, even if that boss isn't claimed, the fact alone that you don't have a keep left is pretty much an indicator that the game is not going well for you. And they likely would have lost it either way. But that was, of course, the final straw then. Okay, so this time Mal'Ganis actually gets even banned out. Do we not see a Kerrigan ban? Anna? Is Kerrigan really making it through on Tomb of the Spider Queen? That would be incredible to me. Tracer ban, that was a given. Anna, more or less too. Mal'Ganis, kind of understandable considering, but then also means that they have to control Garrosh. And there's Kerrigan. Alright. Kerrigan gets taken. And Junkrat. Yeah, the rat gets taken. Get me the vermin! Meaning, we could see Garrosh. Garrosh is open. For Sport Billy. Billy probably already sitting there like a little kid and is like, please, daddy, please, draft, go! But you have also Jojo, so yeah, if you are more so looking at wave clear and less at kill opportunities, then Jojo is the way to go. Johanna, baby. There we go. Johanna and Boss with Rexa, the man with a mask. The eternal question. Warum liegt da Stroh in der Ecke? Warum hast du eine Maske auf? We'll probably never know the answer. But as it stands, team with the Spider Queen, double pick for Washed Up. So let's go, boys. I want to see a little more of this series. This can't end 3-0, right? Granted, both maps were awesome, but I want more than only 2-3 maps out of this. I was hoping for a 5-mapper. So a little bit of comeback potential. Where's that resilience, that German resilience and efficiency that we expect at this point from Nick and from Dequaza? Don't listen to the Frenchies when they tell you to retreat, boys. Just go for it. You can do it. I know that the French factor on this team has grown, but still, just look what they did in the French qualifier for the Nations Cup. These boys know how to go ham. Okay, so Garrosh taken, Malfurion kill opportunities aplenty. Leo gets banned out against Rexa, and the ban on the other side could ban the damage, could ban also, well, the little doggy, for example. Anna's banned, Malfurion is taken, ban that Rhaegar, just get rid of it. Force linked to play something else here. Could do that right now. I mean, what else are you going to ban? Damage? Maybe Li Ming? You're afraid of DAB's Li Ming? I know I would be. But again, I'm terrified no matter what Li Ming, of DAP picks. And it's actually Khaldor. Alright. So the green geezer is not able to drop the Horrify here. That's already a good one. But let's see. Are we going to get Li Ming now for DAB? Rhaegar Li Ming? Blick Kidney? What is Blick Kidney actually? Oh yeah, I forgot Vala. Alright! Our little Christmas elf is making an appearance in the game. And there's Rhaegar. Who is surprised? Exactly nobody. So, Linked is back on his boy and is gonna go for the leg. Not to hump it, but just to bite it again. Double pick on the left side. We're still waiting for Nick's hero, and we're waiting also for Dequaza. Does Nick have another X Factor here that he can play right now? Maybe a Jaina on their side would be good too. More burst damage. Ooh! Malfurion to run the Malthael? Are the other guys sniffing glue, or what's going on here? Nick on Tyrande? What? Are we seeing some kind of damage Tyrande variation here? Tazada for Blake Kidney, double support? Okay. Fair enough. I'm excited. I want to see this. Game number 3, and immediately the correction. That Tyrande pick obviously made no sense whatsoever, and it turned out that it was an accidental mispick and there was no problem. Washed Up immediately announced it, nothing changed, was, yep, no issue whatsoever, and instead Medivh is now in the game. So very amicably between the two teams here. Hazobs on Medivh for Washed Up, Banana Age on Malfurion, Nick on Junkrat. We have Dequaza on Malthael and Masquerade on Garrosh. That makes a lot more sense. Nothing changed on the right side of the map with Boss on Rexa, Blick Kidney on Tazada, Linked on Rhaegar again, Billy on Johanna, and DAB on Vala. Okay, with that, we're gonna have a pretty solid game on our hands, I would say. But this is actually gonna be a fun one. It's a fun one for us. It's not really so much fun for the blue team, since they're already 0-2. I would personally prefer to see a few more games out of this series, but either way, the 2 maps that we saw have been fantastic, so the quality of games is certainly not an issue, but if you look at the results, Washed Up isn't happy with what's going on there. It would have been kind of fun for the early game, I suppose, to see like a Malfurion and Tyrande setup, but let's be just honest for a moment, that would have been doomed to fail. That would not have worked out at all. If you play double support, you are looking for some other things there than adding a Tyrande onto Malfurion. So, yeah. A little bit better this way. But again, stuff like that occasionally happens, and there's... I honestly... These guys know each other for such a long time, it's rarely ever a problem. They announce it in chat right away and say like, sorry guys, problem on our end, mispicked the wrong hero or misclick, whatever happened. And honestly, I can't remember a time when the opponent's team wasn't immediately like, yeah, no issue, tell us what you want and we're gonna draft around that. And yeah, in this case, yeah, it was no problem. So this is it. Here's of the Storm community, pro scene or former pro scene, even when HEC was still in, all friends at the end of the day. A couple of rivalries, of course. A couple of people that maybe had some problem with each other. Well, there's no maybe about it, but generally speaking, everybody was on pretty good terms there. So that was one of the cool parts, or is still one of the cool parts of that. And in cases like this one, that really just pays off. There's a bit of a pressure play through the middle, thanks to the night camp that was taken early on. The hard camp of in the days of old, when we still had hard and easy camps. And yeah, as it turns out, I mean, Blizzard is located in California, so very quickly it was said that this is actually something that we can't say anymore, because it is discriminatory towards Siege Giants. They complained, they said like, hey, we're not easy. This is unfair to say. So you can't call us the easy camp, because we are not easy neither in a sexual way, nor in a fighting way. And yeah, there was a petition, there was a hashtag, a lot of outrage on Twitter, and finally the Siege Giants got their will, and therefore the camp was renamed, and now we have it as the Siege Camp. So yeah. Yeah, that's how games evolve. So actually Carla's Embrace, that's an interesting one. This is, for me personally, it's more of a Tracer talent than anything else. Normally I would expect that we see armor for them, but not right now. So, I don't know. Seems to me a little bit like that could have been also used to protect the front line a little bit more with armor. Billy with another nice setup. I mean, those portals are absolutely fantastic here. When you have that, when you have like that portal into the backline, even if you don't use it, it's always just that threat that exists where the squishies have to play around it and need to make sure that they don't show up in front of it, or they could just be taken down very quickly. Especially when you have Garrosh, that's even more. Garrosh coming through the portal and after level 10 just dropping a taunt on you, that's insane. It's incredibly annoying. Well, and as we're talking about annoying things, Medivh, I mean, he is just completely annoying no matter what he does, portal or no portal, is at 20 stacks on the baseline, so he's 20 away from completing his quest here. And just in addition, we have our 0 kill policy still holding strong here. Quests accumulator, or quest stacks accumulator by Masquerade, as he's starting to throw them around. Billy is enjoying the wave clear. I mean, he gets Lightning Shield the entire time, he rushes through with the Condemn, has a level 4 worked into Conviction so that he can move away and move in a little bit quicker. You don't get the cooldown reduction and therefore the added wave clear, but it's a great engage tool and it also helps you to create some distance between your opponent. Banana Age with the turn-in, but 42 gems have already been delivered by the red team and they are hoping to claim objective number 1. The blue team also eager to get as much as possible. There's a lot of vision around Tassadar and his trade with Oracle, but there's also a lot of interrupts available. I mean, first of all, there's of course Vala, who can always try and drop a quick multi-shot, even more so after level 16, if she should decide to go into Frost Shot for more control during a fight and poke from the backline. But the flashlight on Jojo in particular, plus the Storm from Tassadar is a big tool here. 7 on both sides. This time, by the way, the alternative build here on Junkwood. We talked about this just in one of the previous games. This time we actually look at blow 'em up into the boom pow and the sticky wicket for the steel trap. So a little bit of a different focus that we have from them now. And again, the attack in the mid lane. This one was earlier assailed by the Night Camp as they were trying to take that down. So what else do we have towards the top side? Well, there's only Junkwood who's trying to burn that down. At the bottom of the map, Malthael is doing a good job with the defense, but the rotation from Potibos in the middle means that they're really hoping to at least take the fountain down and not the fort itself. And honestly, with them just collapsing on that thing completely, I think that one's a goner. First objective of the game and you get a fort out of it, well played. And today, nothing changed, it's playing fantastic. Again, this is, like, to appreciate really how strong they play today, you just have to go back and watch a couple of the games that Washed Up has played so far in this tournament. Or in previous tournaments, either the qualifier or others. Washed Up has been murdering opponents. They've been absolutely killing it. And now they are down with an 0-2, and of course they can always come back. We've seen crazy comebacks this year. Some fantastic reverse sweeps. But it is still a statement to how powerful Nothing Changed plays today. And how disciplined they are here, that they are in that position now in the first place. Level 9 on both sides. I mean, again, with the experience changes that we had from Blizzard, it's still a little bit weird to see a team take a fort and not gain a significant lead in experience. But as time continues, that passive XP is giving them the lead, obviously. It will still, with the help of the camp that Link just took, lead to an earlier level 10. And that's normally the moment when you hope to get a double turn-in. So the second turn-in confirmed during that time. And we will likely see that now. Oh, they have level 10 any moment. Billy at the top, there it is, level 10 abilities, and Archon. What's Vala gonna go for? Are we gonna see Strafe this time? More damage output, DAB with the channel, and the interrupt doesn't connect. Interrupt doesn't connect, and there it is. Oh no, no, Malthael actually turned in. My bad. That was clutch. Unbelievable, he actually snuck it in before Vala completed it. It was so close that I assumed Vala had completed hers, but that wasn't the case. Instead, Malthael at the bottom delivered. That's pretty incredible. Nice. Last rights gets picked up. Tranquility, the ley line, potentially into the taunt. And level 10 ability is now on both sides. We're 7.5 minutes in and we haven't seen a kill yet. HGC, baby. Very, very cautious from both teams. No talent yet from oh wow, that taunt was barely missed. DAB with hacks moves here. Reflexes like a panther, baby. Yep. And down on the bottom of the map, Podibor still with defense here on Misha. DAB with reflexes like a panther, and then again you have Link who sometimes has the reflexes of a grizzly bear. Our support player, our little doggy. The kill against the second one, and I gotta say, that was a spectacular defense, man. Seriously. Washed Up did get nothing out of this one. I mean, a few towers and the gate or two, but that's about it. Not a single fort seriously threatened. More attack against Hazu. Hazu still gets... Oh, he loses the stacks! They get the kill, the blessed shield. I was just about to say he's missing 7 stacks on his baseline. And then the blessed shield gets just hammered straight into his face. Medivh apparently mistaking that thing for a frisbee and trying to catch it with his teeth. Now he needs a dentist appointment and a little bit more. And also he needs another, another 40 stacks right now. Damn, that is a big blow against Washed Up. That's a big blow for sure. The kill, the turn-in, Medivh down, the stacks reset. Oh, that's tough. That's really, really tough. And now they are losing another fort at the bottom of the map. Likely more. Top lane is also getting attacked. This is... this hurts. Guys, this hurts a lot. A single kill in the game, and we have a level lead now. We have a talent advantage in just a second. Yeah, this is problematic. Yeah, the little birdie is not going to be happy here. And the attack towards the top side with a talent advantage are resulting in fort number 3 also getting destroyed. The entire outer line of defense, the outer ring of defense of Washed Up has now been lost. No fountain anymore, and no opportunities here either. And all the ults are up again, and right now nothing changed. This is pretty much looking at the map and saying like, what are we going to do next? Are we going to go for a boss? They're going to trap. Are they actually going for it? I mean, 30 is so close for the blue team. With Medivh, you can't really just trap. I mean, Medivh just cheats from level 1. The vision alone is just a nuisance. Yeah, Billy is probably waiting for another opportunity to just throw another shield out. His tank plays have been absolutely stellar. And he's trying to get it done here. But doesn't commit to the blessed shield yet. Also 22 stacks on Rexta, another 3, and he has the extra armor for himself. Masquerade comes in, there's the taunt, blessed shield against the back, ruins the follow-up, that was already great. And Malthael down, and gems are being lost all over the place. They actually recover a couple, but not as many as they would have hoped for. And with one hero down, that's a boss opportunity. Blue team has to think about this. They can turn in. Blue team can turn in. The problem is, if they turn in, they trade boss for turn-in. Ah, well, and as it stands, with Leyline still around, it seems like the red team doesn't want to risk it. They're rather gonna try and turn their gems in, and they do. Sport Billy delivers his. Rhaegar is going for the camp again, and I guess we're gonna see Tacita help out in a moment. Level lead for them, 2 kills against 0. Still the shock around here in the middle of the map. Yeah, and Nick with 44 gems wants to deliver. Yeah, I can't. There's a flashlight. Billy Billy gets locked down for a second. Needs to be careful. Taunt is still there. And Nick again with the turn-in attempt any moment. Quest completed for Rexa. That's the extra armor that he needs. Nick already stopped by Billy Kidney. Level 15 is ready. No ults just used. There's the boars actually. And are they going to force the fight? They go for Nick, but the protection from Medivh keeps him alive. Yeah, if you go into battle, guys, always bring protection. And Junkrat brought Medivh. So now, with even more displacement, we still have the push through the middle. And guys, they are closing in on level 16. Nothing changed. It's just looking so powerful here. They have the gems to at least get 50 delivered, and that's keeping them 10 short of getting another turn in. Tassada is getting away. No, actually, they have the full set. Oh, sorry, caster math right here. Yep, they get the turn in. They had the exact amount that they needed, and now they could even get level 16 just as the Web Weavers come down. If that happens, that would be a nightmare for Washed Up. Can you imagine going up against another Web Weaver wave and a level 16 talent advantage of your opponent? Oh, that would be insane. And yeah, Blikidney is delivering the experience at the top. They're busying themselves in the middle. They're gonna go for keeps now. They're gonna go for keeps. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt so much. The Riptire comes in. They're trying to defend with it, and it gets good damage in against the Web Weaver. Manticore now on Vala. Blessed Shield actually not really doing a lot, but here come the boars again, and yeah, they're going for the keep at the top and the keep in the middle. They're trying to get some aggression in against Misha. I mean, not even Misha is dying in this game. Web Weaver starts to move through. Web Weaver pressure at the bottom. Web Weavers at the top. Web Weavers in the middle. And then massive attack coming as nothing changed. Looks for the kill, and they find it against Garrosh. Garrosh down. The keep will fall. The one in the middle, the one at the bottom is already opened up and is going to take damage too. The one towards the top is about to fall as well, and this is looking like nothing changed. Might just be able to get the 3-0 in this best of 5. The keeps are all falling. Nothing changed without mercies, moving from lane to lane and is dropping everything. Everything, a single keep is down. 3 kills against 0, and nothing changed. Plays it safe. They move back. There's a lot of money on the line here. They don't YOLO for the core. There's no need for them. They're 2 levels ahead. They have everything they need, and they can play the slow game right now. They can wait for another opportunity. A desperate attempt by the blue team to force a fight. They're going in. They're trying to get the kill, but they're in trouble. Quasar is already low, trying to get the last rights through. He's actually attempting to escape at this point, and Garrosh is also a bit in trouble. Both of them are just rushing away. Garrosh the first one to fall. Quasar is about to get dropped. They're trying to save him somehow, but no, it ain't happening. Even with the shield of Medivh, he is going to die. That's the end. 5 kills against 0. Catapults are already on the core. The lanes are all pushing. Camps are moving in as well. Hazorps is dying, losing his stacks again on the baseline, never even completing it. And at this point, there is just no doubt anymore. Nothing changed. Wins the series. They take the loser bracket final and move on to the grand final of this tournament. A fantastic performance by them here. And without a single map loss, they succeed in a 3-0 victory to move on to face Lauba's fan club in the grand final. GG and well played. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.